This video is brought to you by the Beautiful Leather Goods by Andar. All products are 100% full grain leather. Orders over $35 get free shipping automatically. You get free exchanges and a 90-day return policy. Maybe you want to pick up the Apollo. Or if you're like me and you want to go super minimal and slim, you'll probably check out the Monarch. Andar wallets have this cool unique pull tab. They go like this, getting your cards out. That allows quick access to your cards. Head over to andar.com and use promo code EDCC to get 15% off your entire order.
Yo, what is good, YouTubes? It's your boy Ray, and this is the Everyday City Carry. And tonight I have got a special guest. I've got Kevin from Knifenerdery. How's it going, my friend? Cheers to you, by the way.
It is going really well. I want to know right off the bat what you were drinking, and I did bring some things to pour.
I've never tried this whiskey before. It's called Sazerac.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. They're pretty classic rye.
Yeah, I didn't have any whiskey on hand for, I think it was a podcast last week with Tri-State EDC, and I just went to Grand Central Station and I made it just in time before the liquor store in the train station closed, right? And I was like, fuck, I don't know what I'm gonna get. I want to try something new because I usually drink Japanese whiskey. I kind of like the sweetness of it. And it's cheap. Japanese whiskey can get a bottle for like $38. Suntory, nice, you know. I smooth to some of the higher end brands.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, because like here in Oregon, Japanese whiskey, there's a spectrum for sure.
Yeah,
there
definitely.
are things that are
there
cheaper.
are some really expensive ones.
But virtually everything from Suntory, all of like Yamazaki and Hakushu and everything like that are like exorbitantly expensive or just completely unavailable.
I don't know. I mean, the first time I tried it, it was just some ghetto store, like liquor store in Brooklyn, owned by these two Chinese dudes, and bulletproof glass, the whole nine. And you know, I saw it, and I was like, $38 for Japanese whiskey. So,
damn,
I bought it, and it's great, really, really good. But yeah, so I ran out, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta get whiskey. I'm gonna drink with Tri-State. So I saw the Sazerac bottle, and I'm like, I gotta try it. Not too expensive. Let me grab it. It was good.
I have that bottle. I could go grab that and drink that exact thing with you.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know this about me because they know me as like my knife channel, and not that many people know me, period. But I am also just like a huge spirits nerd. I spent the last decade really hard nerding out about spirits.
That is amazing.
I went to Scotland specifically to tour distilleries, and like I have an absurd liquor wall in my other room that is like, it's like your DVD wall behind you, but of just bottles. And it's actually the kind of embarrassing level. Like I have to warn people when they come into my place because they are always taking it back and go like, fuck. Also, am I allowed to swear on this? I should have asked.
Yes, you can curse as much as you want on my channel. I have sponsors for some reason, but they don't give a fuck. So, and they're not big either. I'm not like, you know, making bank on the channel yet. Believe it or not, the DVDs in the back are actually the wife's. So I've told the story many times. The first time I came over her place, we were going to watch The Crow, and then she, you know, led me to this room, and I'm like, okay, this relationship is probably gonna last a while. You know what I mean? Because
that's a very good sign.
Yeah, but she tricked me because she's a theater nerd. She graduated with a degree in acting, and you know, in high school she was you know, like singing in plays and stuff like that. And while, you know, casually, like to me that's all good, dude, she like loves musicals, doesn't like horror. And tricked me, bro. Tricked me, man. Just totally fucking tricked me. But she's starting to get into it now. I just can't show her supernatural stuff. You know, like The Ring, Stir of Echoes, things that are a little bit too... When the person is tangible, like a Michael Myers, Jason, Scream, these slasher type movies, or creature features, things with monsters in it, aliens, anything like that, totally down. When it comes to spooky long-haired girl in the corner, you're done. She's done. Like, so
she's just not like, she's not there for like haunting kind of stuff too.
No, supernatural, no way. And you know what's funny? I saw the poster that you have in the back of your room there in one of your videos. That is House.
Yeah, you seen House
today? I give it a 4 out of 5. Yeah, very crazy, weird, freaky movie that
is
kind of embodies an era in Japanese like cinema, because
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of weird Japanese stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, that one is so insane because the amount of cinematic trickery that they used, sometimes not well, right? Just like made the movie even more exceptional. Like some backgrounds are painted and people are pretending like it's real.
Yeah, but they like totally commit. The people in that movie are full on in this insane bizarro world, and it is brilliant.
It was like a play almost, right? Like the way some of it was happening. I'm like, oh, this is like they were pretending to do stuff, and I'm like, this is like, this is Les Mis right now. No, but I liked it. I ultimately liked it. I
have shown that movie to I don't know, probably a dozen people at this point, and I've yet to meet anyone. To be fair, I only show it to people that I think have a decent odds of enjoying it, like they have enough of a weird sense of humor for it. But I've yet to meet anyone that didn't love it. And I think it would be kind of polarizing. I think people would either think it's stupid and hate it, or they'd be like, yes, this is amazing.
It's one of those movies that it's not the typical it's so bad that it's good, because it's not that. Because there's so many things that they did in it that I'm just like, man, they really, really went for it. And by it, I mean everything. They went for like everything. My favorite character in the whole thing is the Kung Fu girl. She's the best. Right. And first of all of those students are like 20 years old. They're like 20 something. I'm like, I've seen this girl before. She's not 18. I'm like, she's like 20 something.
But like, it's also like a legitimately kind of revolutionary movie in a lot of the ways that
it's 1977, right?
There's a reason it's in the Criterion collection. And like, that's the poster, that's the box cover of the Criterion collection DVD for it. Because it's like they really push the boundaries of what they're doing, both kind of content-wise, like thematically, but also just the literal special effects that they're doing. Yeah, it's 1977, and it's just bonkers. Like the way that they did the whole like piano eating kind of thing.
Yes, I love that. I love that so much. And she was looking at her hands, and then she slowly would realize that she's getting eaten alive by this thing. And I didn't think about it. I was like, man, 1977, because that was actually my only criticism of it is, because I always review my stuff, good stuff, bad stuff. I do a plot, and then should you watch this, right? Yeah. And the bad stuff, the only thing I wrote was it's kind of dated, the stuff. So some people that are not true, cinema fans that are just casually watching movies and things like that might not get that this is, if you think about 1977 and what was going on, this is pretty sick,
Yeah,
so
I find that that's it's not that older movies are worse in some way, but they're kind of harder to relate to in some aspects. Like, especially if you go back far enough, then you get into like the more black and white era. Just the style of acting is fundamentally different. People aren't acting. They're acting kind of more in like a stage acting kind of way, where it's this really kind of affected style, and they're like, it doesn't feel natural. And folks that grew up, I don't know how old you are, but
40.
Are you really?
Yeah.
You have a baby face like me. I'm 35.
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
great.
When I saw you, I was like, this guy is like the Matt Smith of the knife community, yo. You know what I mean? I was actually thinking of like, oh, maybe I should do a segment of like how nerdy we are. And then the questions was gonna be like, do you watch Doctor Who? Do you watch anime? Do you do you watch like 90s cartoons or something? Did you like Avatar The Last Airbender cartoon? Like stuff like that, where like true nerds kind of like get it.
Yeah.
Before we get super into nerdy talk, because I know I can already fucking tell this podcast is gonna be lit. For the knife people that are like, what is going on? How did you get into collecting? I mentioned this earlier during the intro. I watched your kind of like channel introduction, and you mentioned something where you were kind of put off by some of the machismo a little bit, and and I was too, but not in the way that people think, because like I'm a huge nerd, bro. But like I work out 6 days a week. Like I go against the grain, where like I'm not gonna let some dude outside of my little bubble tell me like, oh, you're just a nerd that stays home and, you know, does all that. I'm like, bro, I work harder than you. But when it comes to like the tactical bro stuff of the knife community, I'm out, dude. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out of it. Like, I live in New York City. I have more reason than you to be trying to have a self-defense knife, and I'm out. Because in New York City, if you are carrying a self-defense knife, like, and you hurt anyone with anything, like, you're done. So that side didn't appeal to me, and I found it interesting. And you were like, you know, a lot of knife reviewers don't look like me, and I was like, oh shit, this is like a, you know, I don't want to say comrade because that's like a bad thing to say right now, but I was like, yeah, me too. Like, you know, when someone goes to knife YouTube and they see me, they're like, who the fuck is this guy? He's not a white dude.
And I think reason why I've loved your content from the moment I first discovered it is because you've always been super just forthright about who you are, and you're not in any way pretending to be one of these knife bro people, and yet you're still obviously like deeply in this hobby, and this is something that you love. And so it's just I love that you come across as very genuine and honest, and like,
thank you, man.
I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
Also, just like, it's right there in your title. It's like everyday city carry. Like, there's no pretense that this is bushwhacking. Like,
can you imagine me in Central Park just trying to start a fire? It's like everyday city carry. YouTuber
every little like flint
gets
stick.
arrested. Like, you know, starting a fire in Central Park. Back to your origins though. So how did you get started? I watched the intro and you said you were into just EDC in general since you were a kid, and you know, let's briefly go over that part.
Yeah, so I was definitely one of those people that had just kind of like EDC gear on me as a kid. I had folding knives. I had a little Leatherman. I don't think it was a squirt because I think it was too long ago for that. But I had one of the little micro Leathermans. I had a pen in my pocket every single day. Oh, is that what they are back then?
I don't know.
I don't know. It would have been in early 90s, like 92, 93.
Damn.
I don't know.
Way back.
Yeah, well, yeah. But so I always had that kind of like, I want to have the right stuff on me to be able to be effective in my day-to-day life kind of attitude ever since I was a little kid. And I kind of fell out of it at one point. And I think it's kind of when about the time that I went to, like, maybe later in high school, I stopped having the pen in my pocket because I just basically more and more of my life moved online and digital. And so I wasn't like writing with my hand that much anymore. And I eventually at some point I got, like in middle school or elementary school, I got like a Trapper Keeper. And so I moved my pen and my scissors over into that. I still carried that every day. And then when I got into when I went off to college, I kind of just left the knives I had acquired as a kid behind, except for this Swiss Army knife.
Ah, nice.
So I've had this Swiss Army knife ever since.
That's Recruit, or which one is that?
I have no clue because I didn't buy it. I've had it for. How old are you in 4th grade? That's when it became mine.
I'm not good at math, man. I'm not a real Asian. You know what I mean? Like, 4th grade, like 10, 11, right?
Yeah, I think they're like 10. So yeah. I told this story when I did a podcast with Jake from Bearded Gear, and I told this story, and I'll do like an expedited version in case anyone listens to that.
Yeah, Jake is super cool, man. I've been on his pod. He's done my pod like twice.
He's just an incredibly nice guy.
Oh yeah, I love that guy.
But this, there's a little dot right here because this used to have my dad's company's emblem like stuck in it, because this was like a 10-year anniversary of tenure at his job kind of gift. And it's just stuck in the glove box of the car. And we were coming back from Monroeville Mall in North Hills of Pittsburgh. And you're a horror fan, so that is the mall where Dawn of the Dead was filmed.
Oh my God, that's incredible, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. All of those movies were filmed in Pittsburgh, right near where I grew up. And my parents' house today is just a couple of miles from where the original Night of the Living Dead was filmed, in that farmland. That's where I grew up.
That's amazing, dude.
But yeah, we were driving around. We were coming back from the mall, and I'd gotten like I think some kind of Nerf gunny type gun toy. And I wanted to open it up. And I asked if anyone had a knife. My dad reached into the glove box and handed me this. And I was an idiot. You're not really supposed to use these kind of knives to open up zip ties anyway, but I was an idiot and like pried this under and used my arm to pull. And when it finally snapped, it hit me right in the eyebrow.
Shit.
And I missed my eye by like that much.
Wow.
But this knife gave me a pretty wicked scar that is luckily covered up by the fact that I have thick eyebrows, but I have a big scar right through here. Yep. And I had to go, you know, the hospital, get stitches and everything like that. But basically, my dad said, if you can promise to never do that again and show me that you can be responsible, then I think you earned this knife. Which is kind of counterintuitive. Like, your kid just stabbed himself with a knife, so give it to him.
I mean, you know, it's a good lesson to learn, though. You know, I feel like when I was 5 years old and I was still in the Philippines, I was like, you know, trying to be a crazy kid, and I was playing with like weights, right? They weren't on dumbbells, it was just like weights. It wasn't that heavy, and I was like just tossing them around. I was in the bathroom, and it fell on the sink, and it cracked, right? And I was so scared. I was like, fuck, my dad's gonna kick the shit out of me or whatever. So I go to my dad's office in our house, and he's like, oh my God, are you okay? And I'm like, what's up? You know, like, I looked down, and my entire like arm was just bleeding, bro. And I have the scar to show it here. And what the reason why I'm mentioning the story is, I feel like when you get hurt at a young age and you got to like get stitches and you see something major like that, I feel like you have a higher tendency to like not be afraid to go for things physically. I feel, because I like generally, I'm not saying I'm like a badass or anything, but you know, the pain tolerance is much higher because I experienced like surgery. I had to be awake when they did it. They gave me the anesthesia. They gave me the you know, they numbed it and everything, but I was like awake looking at the dude just like stitching me up with this fucking C-hook type thing, and I'm like, damn, you know. But I fainted, by the way. Like, when I saw the blood, I fainted. I woke up and I was in the car. We were going to the hospital. But I feel like those lessons are so important, you know, like, you got cut with this knife. Oh shit, I have to be careful around this thing. And you know, yeah, I
mean, it definitely immediately taught me to take this thing seriously, because I realized, and I had to get, like I said, to get the stitches, and that was so shitty, like the anesthetic wore off, and so I could feel the stitches going through my eye and all that kind of crap. And so it immediately made me like go like, oh, this did open my toy. It is useful, but like, wow, this can hurt me. And so I took them very, very seriously from that point forward. And this is basically the only knife that I had for the next, I mean, eventually I got those knives that I had gotten as a kid back, and they weren't anything nice. They were just crappy kind of, they weren't like literally gas station knives, but they were like Walmart knives. Yeah. But I had those in a box somewhere, and I just never touched them, because for the most part, this was the only knife that I used on a regular basis for the next 20 something years. And then I started looking at like, I always kind of checked back in with the knife community periodically to kind of see what was going on, see if things were really exciting me. And there was still so much of that like paramilitary machismo everything that I get why some people really love, but it just never was for me. And so I never cared that much. And then at some point I started learning more about like Benchmade, and I saw there was a particular knife they had called the 4A, and it was not a super popular model of theirs. It's kind of a gentleman's folder. It's like I don't know. It's not honestly, looking back at it, it's not a knife that I would really go for right now. But at the time, I loved that knife. I loved the way it looked. I went, I kind of want a knife.
I'm gonna look it up right now so we could look at it together. All right, so here, I have it here. The beauty of StreamYard. You just look at stuff. So is that it right there?
Yeah. That's it. So it's like pretty sleek. But the thing is, what I now that I like know so much more about knives, I realize that this knife doesn't really make any sense, because it's like positioned as a gentleman's folder in this styling, but then it's like 0.138 inch blade stock or something, and it's reasonably chunky, and so it doesn't, like, it should be a thin, slim, slicey knife if it's going to be a gentleman's folder. They built it like the handle itself is like almost 0.6, and so it's like a chunky knife that looks like it would be a thin, sleek knife. But anyway, I started like kind of grailing after that, but thinking like, there's no way I would spend $180 on a knife. That kind of mentality.
Man, those myths are so long gone now, huh?
I know. I was in that headspace for, easily years. Like I spent years thinking like, I don't really need a knife beyond this thing, but I want that, but I'm not going to spend that much on it. And then finally COVID happened, and I started like about a year and a half ago. I'd already been thinking more about like wanting a better knife, and I was opening all these boxes from YouTube, from Amazon and everything like that. And I thought, okay, I'm going to treat this as a hyper shopping, because I'm a hyper nerd and I do hyper shopping. It took me 3 years to buy a belt, and I wish I was joking, but like, to be fair, like I had a belt during that time, but like I spent 3 years finding exactly the one I wanted. So I started going like, okay, I'm going to use this as a tool. And I thought like, I'm going to get one and only one knife. And but that hyper shopping, man, I started learning the way that I always hyper shop is I learn like everything that I can about the things that I'm shopping for. Yeah. And I quickly learned that there's like a ton of things that I wanted. Like there wasn't one single clear best knife. And it was like, no, there's like 30 ones that I think are all fantastic that I would really love. And I kind of, like, another thing that I tend to do when it comes to hyper shopping is I talk myself into something, and I convince myself of the value of it. And then I go, well, I already convinced myself to spend X amount of money on something, and then for, $10 more. And so I end up like working my way up. And so like I bought a ZTO 450, which is like,
oh, I love that.
Like one of the first knives I bought was a ZTO 450, and that's like kind of jumping in kind of hard. Like I skipped the budget zone.
The first one?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't.
How much was it at that time? Like one something?
It was 175, I think.
Yeah.
And then I got like this guy.
Oh yeah, Reptilian.
Yeah, this is the mini grip and the sheep's foot blade. So like I knew I wanted a sheep's foot blade, and so I finally got to play with that axis lock and everything. And this is all, I don't know, a year and a half ago. Almost 2 years ago at this point, because there's like this, like it all kind of started right before COVID, and COVID just kind of pushed me in because I was bored and looking for a hobby. And then it just really escalated from there.
You spiraled out of control because you took in all that information, right? And I get like this too when I want to purchase something, whether it's I almost feel like it was easier for me to purchase my new smartphone than it was for me to even actually purchase a knife. I'm so selective with knife purchases now. It is insane because all the money that we make on this channel and like from my job pretty much just goes to channel upgrades. It's like I just do channel upgrades most of the time. But I totally get that, man. When I was researching the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3, before it was released, I, was trying to decide if I should pre-order it or not. It's an $1,800 smartphone. And I watched so many reviews on it. I'm talking about like the biggest YouTubers to the smallest ones to dudes from like Scotland and shit. Like just like talking about the phone, they were like, oh, it's got 3 screens on it. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo. But I was so into it. So I know that kind of mode that you're talking about where you just want to make sure that this is the thing. And I think with knives, that shit does not work, man. It just doesn't. Dude. It just doesn't work. Because
it's endless. There's endless.
Yeah.
I love the 0450, and it's a really great knife, but it didn't fit my particular hand right. And so I thought like, well, what do I like about this? And what don't I like? And how do I find other knives in the same category? And I started kind of escalating up. And actually one of the knives that I wanted all the way back then that I thought like about the same size range, but definitely not the same price range as that 0450 is I really wanted to try a Millet Torrent. And I just...
Oh, shit. All right. I got to zoom in for this one. This is
just got one.
The good stuff.
So I just finally... Wow. Yeah, this one has a really weak detent, so you have to flick it. But I finally just got a Millet Torrent.
Yeah.
Try. It took me 2 years to shop for this, but this is a really weird one. This is they only did 10 of these, and this is a cross between the V3 and the V4. I mean the V2 and the V3, because it's got an overlay front, but it's not like the milled out skeletonized style. It's got this milling pattern.
And you said 10 of them?
Yeah, there's only 10 of these.
How much did it cost?
3 something.
That's not bad for a knife that's only had 10 other
I
copies
know.
in the world, dude. And you got it on the secondary?
Yeah, this
Holy
D10 is way too light.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't really know if I can do anything about it because it's like a detent ball engagement problem. Like the detent ball doesn't sit in far enough, so it's
Maybe
engaging
that's
at
why
a
it's only
really
3 some.
Oh, I mean, it could be, but honestly, I saw that's what they tend to go for. And it's one of those things you just kind of have to flick the right way. Like you have to flick in a way that if you know how to flick, it's perfectly fine, but it's really easy to fail it. So it took me 2 years to finally get this, and I do love the way it feels in my hand, and I think it looks great. I think this one, the blue milling, I think it looks great, but it took 2 years, and in that time, I've now experienced so many other knives that I don't want to say it's like a letdown, but like that detent is a problem.
Yes. And you know, every knife I feel is never like the perfect one. And even though I don't purchase a lot now, I do get a lot of stuff like coming through here. And I would not be able to even pick one right now, honestly. I have bought a few. I think in 2021, I mainly purchased like secondhand stuff.
Yeah.
I bought a lot of stuff from Eugene Kwan, like Dashboard Reviews, that guy.
What happened to him?
Oh, he dipped out. He's like my daughter, my second daughter is just eats too much. I can't afford like knives right now. So he's like not reviewing anymore.
I love his videos.
Oh, I talk to him every day. He's a really funny guy. Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot.
Tell him I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan. He's one of the channels that made me think I want to be on YouTube. Like I love his videos.
Yeah, he's really, really cool, actually. I didn't think that, you know, I don't know if it's like an Asian beef thing because Asians don't really get along. Even if like I'm with other Filipinos or Southeast Asians, I'm like, you know, it's just a weird thing that we have. But once I started chatting with him, you know, because I'm in this, I call them the knife YouTube elites. And for some reason, they have accepted me. I have such a small channel count. But in this group chat is like Cedric and Ada, Metal Complex, Nick Shabazz, Advanced Knife Bro, Levin, the Knife Nuts podcast, fucking Eugene Kwan, just like these monsters in knife YouTube, and we're all just like talking shit, like literally the whole day. The chat is going all day. We're like, oh look, you know, like look at this thing, and it's like a funny meme, and I'm like, I can't even believe they invited me to this thing. At Metal Complex was the one that's like, hey, do you guys like Everyday City Carry? I want to invite him here. And they're like, yeah, he's funny, put him in. And now I'm like, at first I was fanboying so hard because I'm trying not to be like a little girl, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's truly helped me out a lot to feel like, you know, I'm part of them or whatever. But yeah, Eugene Kwan is in there, and that dude's funny, bro. He says some funny stuff, man. Yeah, he definitely will be missed, and you know that's what he told me. He said his reasoning is like he's just too busy, and
well, what was kind of nuts is he like his channel like went down. He didn't just stop
down. Yeah, and on Instagram took down all the content.
That, I mean, honestly, it made me sad because like I've watched so many of his videos multiple times because they're such good, thorough,
very good, clear and concise, like precise reviews. Yeah, very good.
Like honestly, I'm kind of trying to do a Eugene Kwan impression because like just like the style of video that he had really, really appealed to me. That was like when I watched his videos, there's like the kinds of stuff that you're looking at is exactly the kind of stuff that my brain looks at when I look at knives. And so I miss his content. Wow,
I'm gonna let him know that. You know, when I watched your videos today, I can tell, and you mentioned in your I don't know if it's a channel intro, but you mentioned you were an engineer and like how you go about things.
Yeah.
And I could truly see that. You know, I feel like you're very systematic. It's like almost like a scientific method of reviewing this knife or some shit. You know, it's like you have clear things that you want to do, and you definitely examine things in a much more precise manner than me. I mean, me, it's like, yeah, this is cool, dude. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I feel this way too. It's like there are different types of knife people. You know what I mean? I think first and foremost, I'm just like a huge nerd and I just get into stuff. And knives is one of the things that I don't think I'm ever going to not be into it. My table right now that you cannot see is just like littered with knives. Whether it's budget or higher end stuff, it's just all there because I'm just making TikTok content and reels and stuff. So, you know,
you're a machine. You're putting out a lot of stuff.
I try, man, but it's, fuck, it's still slow going, bro, because I think that I'm just, that's one of the things that I'm trying to nail my formula of content creation. I definitely have the work ethic because I'm fucking posting everywhere, every day. And I'm not tired. I'm not burnt out. I'm doing a lot of pods. I'm doing Twitch streams. But the thing is I feel like I am making the algorithm not work for me because the types of content on there that just gets posted, all week is like the algorithm is like, who do I push this guy to? He's like some Asian dude cosplaying at Comic-Con, and then it's a food vlog, and then there's cats, and then he's unboxing ASMR of ProTech Runt 5, and then he's doing sling bags and like what I'm hoping. My hope is this. My hope is that I will just keep posting. And it'll just be like, oh, that's just the type of channel this is, and the growth is good. The people are subscribing to the Patreon and definitely joining the lives, and the my view counts aren't as great as some of my other buddies, but I feel like it's much better than it was 2 years ago. When I was just like, fuck, what am I doing, dude?
How long have you been doing this?
So if I want to say how long have I been doing this seriously, probably
big
a year and a half to 2 years where I've been working this hard. Maybe in 2021, during the pandemic, actually, a couple of things happened. One is I got in shape, and the other thing is like I figured out how I can work 6 days a week and still make lots of content without driving myself crazy, and still have like a 1 day where I could go on a date with the wife, which is important too.
What is your secret on that? Like, definitely, I want to hear more about that, but keep going. I don't want to interrupt.
Early, sleep early. It's really dumb and like boring, but that's pretty much what it is. And I try to make a lot of short form content, and then the long form content is the bread and butter. Monday is live, Friday a new episode of this is gonna come out in 2 weeks, so you're gonna be. I think you're actually episode 152, if I'm correct on this. Tri-State beat you to the 150. He did it last week. So, but yeah, I just have like a schedule where I know what I'm doing, and I write things down too. Like I have a little, what is that called? What is that popular fucking notepad thing that all the EDC guys use?
Field notes?
Yes. Yes. So I do have a field notes with like a nice little leather EDC cover thing with the pen. And every morning I'll just write in it and I cross things off. Even if it's the same thing that I do every day, which is like I have an EDCC column where I have to post it. I write IG, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and then I'll think of a YouTube thing. And then there are things on there that just stay on there too long. Like I'm supposed to record sharpening video audio for like fucking a month already. So some things get crossed off, and that's just something I do. It's really helped me out. I've got like an ADHD brain where like,
I wanted to ask you about that. I've heard you mention that,
dude. My brain just wants to do this. And one of the things that it really sucks, because I think it's a blessing and a curse, because I think it's made me kind of pretty good at a lot of things, but I've never really mastered a lot of things. So it's like, because my brain just thinks, it's like I gotta follow the dopamine. It's like it's crazy, but
I can really relate to that.
Yeah, dude, I can tell. Like just talking to you from the very beginning, I was like, oh, this dude is like me.
Yeah, I've never been diagnosed with ADHD. Not like I've never gone to a doctor and asked them to diagnose me, but I've had like 30 people who have been diagnosed with ADHD and lived with it for years, some medicated, some not, all say like, yes, you very clearly have ADHD. But that whole, like, my brain wants to go in all these different directions. It wants to focus on each of them, and it like switches back and forth. And like, I didn't realize how much I was relying on the structure of going into an office for a job as that kind of like context switch thing. And so working from home has been really, really hard for me.
Really?
Yeah. Damn. And it's because what I'm doing for my job these days has not been as interesting as this hobby. And so, but that's like, this hobby is what's interesting right now. But like, it's so easy for my brain to get distracted from what it's supposed to be doing because these other things are calling at it and pinging. And there's always some part of my brain that's thinking about
some
10,
other
15 other things. Yeah.
Yes, dude. Oh my God. That's exactly it. It's like you're doing something and you are focused on it, but in the back of your mind, there's this other thing that you're like, okay, I have to remember to do this later. And then, oh yeah, there's this other thing too. Oh, I have to go on Amazon and order the Tide Pods because I have to do laundry tomorrow. Like, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. I can't walk through my apartment without like stopping at 15 things along the way and doing like little things like running the dishes. Like I just like right before this, I went in to fill up my glass of water and I was like, oh, and I stopped and ran the dishes instead. And it's just when I got back to my room, I was like, I've done 12 things.
Yeah, you know what it is though, bro? It's definitely a blessing and a curse because I feel like people that are like that have a pretty good work ethic once they're like focused on something. You could really nail a lot of shit. So, you know, it's weird because I've done a lot of office type jobs my whole life. That's what I've done the most. And, you know, all these tasks that no one could focus on, like very repetitive, you know, just like maybe like Excel sheet driven stuff where you got to just copy and paste and do all this. Other people are just like dying. And I'm like excelling at it, like, you know, the muscle memory of the cop. And then like, they're like, holy shit, you just did like fucking 300 for Zales in like 2 hours or something. Like, you know, they're like, all right, yeah, okay, I guess it's time to pack the shit now.
Yeah, but the superpower side of it is that hyperfixation, because when you are hyperfixated, you are in the zone and you're so effective at it.
Yeah, it helps with editing too. If you ever get into that, I used to edit a lot, and you know, my girl at the time, my wife now, she would be like, dude, you've been at this for like 7 hours, and this video is like 6 minutes long. But it was so, this is how I made my mark, is no one was doing these polished videos on Knife YouTube 4.5 years ago. Like no one was.
Yeah,
very little.
Still almost no one is.
There's a couple of people now that do it. Backpack B, Everyday Minimalist, Tri-State is a good one. Advanced Knife Bro is a good one.
I want to come back to Everyday Minimalist in a moment. I'm in a group chat with him now, and
he's a cool dude.
No, but wait a minute.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, he posted a video celebrating hitting 20K subscribers.
Yeah.
Today, he's at 60K.
Fuck, bro. I mean, the dude, he's good, bro.
Fucking killing it. You know? Holy crap.
You know what's crazy? What you don't know about him is he's actually EDC TikTok royalty. He was at 800K and then he was banned.
Yeah.
So a lot of people from his TikTok, because his TikToks were blowing up, bro. And I just couldn't believe that this guy was like kind of a buddy of mine. The PC I'm using now, he hooked me up with it.
Oh shit.
He was like, hey, this system is available for so-and-so price. And I was, you know, shopping around for one. And this is the machine that makes all of this happen. And he was banned on TikTok one day. But I knew he was going to be big because this dude is doing like, you know, Peter McKinnon vlog style knife reviews and just really dialed in lighting. Like my lighting is good, bro. But his lighting is like on another level. You know what I mean?
He's very he's very talented at the actual production process.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the content he's putting out is just very good content.
Yes.
And then somehow he's figured out exactly how to tap into that algorithm. And those three things together means that he's getting shown to hundreds of thousands of people.
I gotta have him on again. I'm gonna have him on again. We're gonna talk about this. All right, dude. I can talk to you for fucking forever. I already know this. So we're gonna get into the segments right now, or we will never get into them. So I don't know if you've ever watched the show before, but I have a segment called Sharp or Dull. I show you a picture, and this time it's gonna be knife related, and we're gonna go through the specs and the pricing and all that, and you're gonna say sharp for good or dull for bad. Okay. So I'm gonna do that right now, and let me share my screen with you. I did this earlier. So sharp or dull, whatever the fuck this thing is. I think it's the Phil Harvey Peacemaker. I don't even know how much it is. I just wanted to know your take on this like crazy.
That's a folding knife?
Yeah. A buddy of mine, shout out to Ohio Knife Lover, sent this to me this morning and he was like, bro, look at this. I'm sure this is like $1,500 or something.
So, I mean, Because like at the same time, both. Because like as comedy and as some way to defend yourself in a zombie apocalypse, sharp as shit.
I think it's just like kind of like a cool thing from, you know, just like a bulky tank kind of aspect, but I'm not necessarily sure I would buy it.
I'm wholeheartedly confident I would never buy it.
Yeah,
but not because it's not amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just not my thing. I wouldn't use it. It would just be something that's on the wall or something.
Yeah.
And it's probably expensive as shit. I'm going to go dull on this one, even though I do think it looks cool. It's definitely impractical.
For me, it's dull.
Yeah.
For like someone out there, that's the sharpest thing that's ever been made.
That's so funny. I saw this morning and he was like, bro, you could play tennis with this.
Yeah.
Look at
wow. This. I mean, there's perspective going on there with the way that the angle is, but my God, that looks like a.
Well, I mean, this like one is pretty dead on right there. I mean, this is look at this dude's hand. Oh my God.
What if it's like a 6-year-old boy and we don't realize that this is actually a miniature knife?
He's too veiny. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm going to go dull on this one. All right. So the next one's going to be a little bit easier to dissect, I think, because I did go through Blade HQ's little new arrivals section, and I also combed through some of the better known knife brands to get some stuff on here. And this is the Civivi Hadros, about $60. This is designed by Dylan Mallory. This is a knife.
I love Dylan Mallory.
Oh yeah. I like the dude a lot. I've had him on here I think 2 times. He's a pretty cool guy. 10CR 15 MOV. Have no experience with that.
I got my first ever knife with that. This Civivi Stylum.
Yeah.
And it says right there that whole alphabet soup 10CR 15 MOV. This is a Ferrum Forge design, but it's under the Civivi name.
Yeah, I remember that one. I remember I've seen it.
But I have no idea how the steel holds up. I just got this, and this is also one of those like double detent slippies.
Oh, okay. It's not as good as the slayback though, right?
No, the detent on this is like really weak.
Yikes.
I think it's more like fidgety. I think it's meant to be fidgety.
It's a front flipper too?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's kind of cool though. How much is that?
Pretty cheap. Like I don't really know, like $50, something like that. But I bought it on secondary, and I think I paid $40 for it.
Damn, dude, budget knives on the secondary are the way to go. Yo, they go for
every knife on the secondary. Almost everything I own is bought from the secondary.
Wow.
But okay, so my personal take on this.
Yeah.
It looks real weird, and I think that handle's way too thin. But I love Wharncliffes, and if that handle felt good in hand, and that's a big if for me, then I think that would be an awesome kind of fun-looking utility knife.
I'm interested in it. I definitely have wanted to check one out for a while. I think, you know, some of the pass-around groups that I'm in are going to have it. So I'm definitely excited to check it out. This is a sharp one for me. The price range is really good. It's cheap. It's something that you can like.
That's only $60.
Yeah, dude. Not too bad for a 3.35-inch blade length.
His knives in general.
My card on this one actually.
Yeah.
60. Yeah.
His knives tend to be longer than I want, which is honestly really surprising me because he's got small hands. Like
dude, that's how he describes them. 2.57 on the weight. That's not bad for something a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go sharp on it, man.
What about you? No, it's I think same for me.
Nice. All right, Dylan Mallory. Dylan, I don't even know why I said that. Like
his Dylan Mallory,
sharp from us,
coming out really soon.
Which one?
His Forest, the first knife under his name, like it's not by Civivi, it's not by Artisan or anything like that. It's
what is it called?
PHORUS, maybe OS at the end.
Forest?
Yeah, if you go to like MalloryDesign.com, he has a pre-order up right now. There's only like 20 left. If anyone wants one, they're already in. So it's not even like a pre-order really, because like it is, but they're already in. He's doing QC on them right now. By the way, you can reverse flick this really easily.
Oh shit, that's dope. Yeah, flickability is important to me, man. Yeah, and I'm not talking about my ding dong. All right, let's get to the next one right here. We're gonna do this is these Benchmade knives that were originally sort of like hunting knives that you bring out in the field, but they turn them into chef's knives. And I'm kind of on this like weird, like I haven't bought any, but Artisan Cutlery sent me a chef's knife, and I was like, oh, this is kind of dope. Maybe I'll get into it. But So this one is called the Meat Crafter. I don't have a price on these guys. I'm gonna assume they're gonna be more expensive.
Yeah.
There's $136, and the reason why I brought it up, CPM 154 on the blade there for this one. I don't even know if that's I couldn't find specs on the new one. I'm assuming it's very similar though, because they do look the same.
Do you have any idea if those are flexible? Because it looks like it's a fillet knife.
This one does look like a fillet knife, this guy right here.
Yeah.
But I don't know about these. I think these are meant to be in the kitchen. The handle's different. The sheath is different. The reason why I ask this is like a lot of the big companies are getting into like kitchen cutlery now. I want to say all of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I just want to know, like, would you consider like having something made by Benchmade or Spyderco like in your kitchen arsenal or whatever?
So a lot of people don't know this about me, but I actually bought and sold like entry-level high-end kitchen knives, like Wusthof, Henkel's, Global, Mundial, that kind of stuff. Shun. I bought and sold those as a side gig for like 7 years. That's in college.
You're flipping kitchen knives?
Yeah, I'd buy them in bulk and then I'd sell them on eBay. And so I spent a really long time. That's actually one of the things that kept me in the knife world, is nerding out about kitchen knife design. And the reality is the vast majority of them are still using shitty steel. Like they're not even the ones that cost $200 at Macy's or whatnot, they're still not great knives from that perspective. They get dull quick. And so I'm actually genuinely really pretty excited about these companies getting into the kitchen knife world, because of the fact that they have this kind of like think about steel and its performance for the task mindset from the get-go. And so I'm excited to see things like, even what would you say this is 154 cm? Like that's such a better steel than what is on the vast majority of kitchen knives out there from virtually every perspective. So I think it's awesome. Stylistically, some of them, I don't know. The one I really want to check out is the North Arms knives up in Canada. They make that Skaha. They do a great Santoku and a great whatever. They have a paring knife. I really want to try one of those, and they're done in, I think, S30V.
What? That's dope, dude. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go sharp on it. Don't have a lot of specs to go on with this one. This is actually
I personally wouldn't buy one of these because just stylistically alone, I don't like upswept blades. I think they look like they just look something. They look stabby in a way that I think would be weird if I pulled it out in the kitchen in front of, like, you know, my girlfriend,
like your girl or something. He's like,
yeah, exactly. Like it's a little bit stabby, but like I as a whole, I love that these brands are getting
the idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So kitchen knives in general, sharp.
Kitchen knives from like folding knife brands, sharp.
Yeah, sharp. Okay, got it. Cool. I'm gonna say the same because I don't really know a lot about this one, but I do think that endeavor that they are pursuing is like pretty cool. All right, we're gonna go to the next one here. So this is a Wee knife. This is the Snex Mini Buster. Yeah, $289. You're looking at a 3.5-inch blade, CPM 20 CV, sheep's footy, titanium, 4 ounces. Kind of a heavy guy here.
That's 4 ounces?
Yeah, fucking heavy, dude. I guess it's heavy, dude. I wish I could. The blade thickness is 0.16.
Yeah. So it's like chunkier than I realized.
Yeah, it's definitely a chunker. I mean, I would expect it to be if it's 4 ounces. I mean, geez. But I mean, I do have a lot of faith in Wee, man. I barely, even if it's like I don't like the design and I've handled some, and I'm like, this is still a good functioning fucking folding knife compared to, you know, others. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so they know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, automatically for me, I think I'm going sharp on this.
I've actually really wanted to pick up one of the satin finish ones. I'm not normally a coated blade person, but I've never really like looked into it enough to read those specs like you just read. So I didn't know it was quite as thick as that. But stylistically and everything, also Snex is a mad wizard. Yeah. I would kill to have one of his customs with his whatever the heck he called it lock, that like crazy thing that he invented. He's a wizard. Mm-hmm. So I go sharp. I love Warnies. I love sheep's foot. I love everything in that kind of direction. It's definitely heavy for me. But
dude, we're the same because I love that style blade too. Sheep's foot and Warnies is probably like one of my favorites. It's just easy to sharpen, easy to maintain. It works well with The things that I like to do, man. I like
Yeah.
to flip my knife open and I like to cut boxes from my buddy Jeff Bezos. That's pretty much what I do. I don't really do a lot. I get questions on TikTok sometime when I post some of my videos, and the guy's like, "Oh, you know, how does it do with hard use?" And I'm like, "Bro, I cut boxes, dude.
I hardly use it."
I'm like, I'm cutting boxes. I live in New York City, man. And he's like, oh, and then he'll say something like, this is what I use. And I fucking cut zip ties and cables. And I'm like, I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So nothing against it, but I always try to be honest about, you know, what it is. So, but we're going to go sharp on this guy here. And I think we're in, we have one more. This is the Best Tech Knives Maruka, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. This $272, 3.875 inch blade length, blade thickness of 0.15, M390 blade, titanium, stainless steel liners though, and here's the weight, 4.03 ounces. Man,
well, it's big.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's 3.5, 3.875. My bad. Yeah, so 4 ounces is actually pretty okay for titanium, stainless steel frame and liner. So this is by Kombu. I don't know if you know him. I believe he's the designer of this. I think
I know the name.
Maybe I'm wrong because it does not say that here. It looks like a Kombu knife. All right, it's not. But yeah, the We Knives Maruka.
So
I don't
right
know
off
if I'm
the
gonna
bat,
go sharp on this actually.
That looks like literally sharp as hell. Like it's incredibly pointy.
Yeah.
That is not my style of knife at all. Like the swoopy curve to it, the kind of upswept Persian blade, like stylistically, that's not my knife at all, but I get why some people would love it.
Yeah. No scimitars, huh?
Not even pocket ones. No.
Yeah. I think I'm going dull on it myself, honestly.
It's definitely
just
not
for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking the price for the size.
For the size materials, that sounded fine.
Yeah, 272 for M390 tie. You know, 3.875 inches of M390. I mean,
it's not pushing the budget in any way. Like it's not.
No,
but Best Tech has pretty great quality. Like I've had some really nice knives from Best Tech. So like I expect the quality is there. And it's a little bit high on the price range for me for what it is, but it's not like outside the realm of what it seems acceptable. And it's just not stylistically what I would want.
I just feel like if I was going to buy something for $270, I'd probably just get like a Pena X series or something. Cause like I really like those knives a lot. Those are probably, someone sent me a bunch of Pena X series to make content on. And I love them so much. Yes.
I got this one. This one's in green fat carbon.
That is so sick.
And then my friend Corey, he's one half of Casual EDC. He sent me this one. This is the Trapper.
Oh, yes, the Trapper. The other, what's the other one? The other one is the
Zulu.
Zulu, yeah.
Yeah, and when he offered to send it to me to check it out, I almost didn't accept it because I thought at first glance that they were the same shape handle, but I didn't see them side by side. And this Zulu is so much thicker in person. But just like if you don't have a picture, if you don't have any context, you just see in a picture and from like a kind of odd angle, they look generally the same. But in real life, they are fundamentally different. And
yeah, I never got to try the Zulu before.
I will say that the detent on this one is just significantly harder, and I don't really 100% understand why that is because I've looked at this and it doesn't feel like the lock bar is stronger. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's deeper engagement, so I don't quite get it yet. But that slightly harder detent and the fact that this is here, let me see if I can get these. It's meaningfully thinner. Up here, and what that means is that as you're coming down from this, you're tighter into the pivot, and so the geometry of this means that you're going to get a more forceful thwack. Period. Yeah, and then the stronger detent on top means that this knife has a much better action. This has a good action, and this has a fantastic action.
I've tried the Trapper, I've tried the Mura, he sent me like 4 of them, bro. And I was just like going like this. And I really, really like them a lot. So
I want the Raptor or the Apache because again,
I got to try the Apache too. Yeah.
I would love one of them. I also kind of want the Slayback as well, but I just don't really the actual Swaybacky one. I just don't know what that would feel like in hand. Probably I want to try it just to see what that feels like in hand.
Mm-hmm.
But my friend Noah was selling this, and I had been ogling that green
that's nice
carbon for so long on his Instagram. So when I saw it go up, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get that.
It's like a nice marriage of like modern day knife making with traditional.
Yeah, it's got the shape form factor of the traditional, but then
I think my cats are like bugging out. Yeah, hold on a second. Hey. Had to spray him down with a water bottle and shit, you know.
Oh, you got a bad kitty bottle?
Yeah, well, my I have 2 rag dolls. Those are like the big ones. They're like 13 pounds each, and they they just like to play around with their mom's not here. So
that's a happy cat.
She'll be home now. All right, so let's get to the next part here. So we did verses already. This is verses now. Sorry, that's the whiskey talking. We finished sharp or dull. We're gonna go dull on this one, right?
Yeah, for me.
Okay, me too. So this is versus. I'm going to show you 2 pictures, and you have to decide which path you are going to take. They're going to have different scenarios for each one, and these are non-knife related. So this is going to be fun. All right. So who would you rather fight, the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers, or Pinhead?
So
you have to save your girl, bro. You have to fight one of these guys.
I know for a fact that you can at least short term take down Jeepers Creepers guy with just backing over him with a car a bunch of times. Like that's canon. Yeah. And the other guy's got the power of fucking hell on his side.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
So I'm definitely going Jeepers Creepers if I have to fight him. I feel like I'm about on par with Justin Long when it comes to like how capable I would survive in a horror movie.
Oh man, it's crazy because I thought he was gonna make it, bro. I mean, spoiler alert: the movie's been out for like fucking 10 years. But yeah, I thought he was gonna make it, bro.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna be the final girl, and he didn't.
Oh man, yeah, and Pinhead, he's too strong, man. I mean, his movies are not strong anymore, but
like
the original ones were really good. You know,
he also so there's something else like the Jeepers Creepers guy.
Babe, you want to do some verses or? My girl's here. So you're gonna change the energy. You're gonna give him some feminine energy. So
the Jeepers Creepers guy is like a creature feature in the sense that like I kind of think of him as like a human shaped alligator, which means I think he feels killable.
Yep.
The other dude is cosmic horror. He's got like Cthulhu-esque bullshit on him, like Dark Realm. There's no way I could defeat the Dark Realm. Like that's not.
This is Kevin here from Knifenerdery. This is my wife Kelly.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
We're nice deciding who would we rather fight. We got to save the girls.
No one.
The Creeper or Pinhead, and we both decided Creeper is the way to go.
Because not fighting Pinhead.
And like just like survival alone, way higher odds.
Oh yeah, definitely 100%. And Pinhead rolls with those Xenobites, like his little posse of like S&M looking hell demons. So
plus, if you just touch him, you need a tetanus shot with all them nails.
Yeah, dude. And you know how I always say that line?
Yeah.
And Jesus wept. That's this guy. Yep. That's Pinhead. Yep. And he like rips you apart.
He does it when he hugs me.
I put that to like
welcome to my life. But it feels nice. It's like a really quick massage for my back. He'll be like, Jesus, and then he just tries to
open the box. We came. That's what he says. So, all right, so we're gonna go to the next one here. All right, so we're going the Creeper on this one. So the next one is you have to be in one of these 2 movies. All right. So that means you are going to be with the peril of either of these 2. So this is both creature features, Tremors in the desert or The Meg. And you're going to be in the ocean battling this giant prehistoric shark. Like which one are you going to do?
I have to pick Tremors on the mere fact that I kind of can't swim.
Oh that's shit, fair. Dude! And I'm scared of the ocean.
I'm scared
I watched Jaws too early. Yeah,
I'm taking
like I know I would die there even if the Meg was not there.
Even if it was a tiny baby shark.
Yeah, those.
Yeah, so
you know
like,
what?
plus the other thing is like Kevin Bacon. My name's Kevin. I feel like I probably kind of already have an in there.
What I was gonna say next. I'm like,
That's
you get
fair.
to chill with Kevin Bacon.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? I think I'd be down with it. I mean, this movie was so like awesome when I saw it as a kid. Tremors.
Tremors is classic.
Yes.
So
It's
good.
just so
And then
fun.
you have the couple with the guns that were like trying to. You know what's crazy? In the later movies, that guy with his wife with the guns, he survived.
Mm.
It's so weird. He died just recently in like I think it was Tremors 4, like Shrieker Island. I watched it because I was dying for a creature feature. This was 2 years ago when I was doing the October horror movie thing.
Yeah.
And it was one of the movies, and
I love so much you do that because I've been doing that for 23 years. I've been doing Spooktober every single October.
Yeah. I fucking just wanted.
How many women do you guys know that does this?
Watches horror movies?
Yeah.
Just does the.
When you couldn't reach me earlier, this was a deep conversation that I was having with a female client of mine. How many women do you know that does like the October, the 31-day challenge of horror movies?
I don't know.
Two.
I don't know any because I feel like I dated Asian gals mostly, right? But they weren't as into horror as now. But I do feel that today there are a lot more women that are into horror than ever before. That's the thing.
I know a ton of women that are into horror.
Yeah.
I only know 2 that do like the October-y kind of thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of like she does the Christmas thing and I do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, me, I'm Christmas.
Wait, can you blur together? Because you've got like, there's a fair number of Christmas horror movies.
Krampus. I'm going to sneak in Krampus. Yeah. Krampus. Yeah.
Wait, so have you seen Rare Exports?
I have not. I watched it, but she hasn't. And she would like that one too. Yeah,
that's
she would like that one.
Kind of horror. It's scary as hell Santa. And so you can
Is that the one with the kid, right? That's like a badass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it with the kid. He was a badass. It was called Home Alone.
No,
I don't know if you guys heard of that one.
That's also a horror movie. There's a lot of body horror in that.
It's horror in a different way.
I think I saw a trailer that was remade and it was Home Alone, but they put like horror theme music in it and it was like horrific. And it makes sense. He was like beating up these 2 burglars.
I know. That shit is wild.
All right. Oh, and there is I forgot what movie it is, but there's a movie where the guy did the Home Alone like paint trick. Because he's like a he decided to be like a serial killer that day, and he was inviting like all his friends. It was a Christmas like horror movie too. It's a slasher, right? And he invited people, and he talked about that scene in Home Alone with the paint cans, and he like did it to somebody, and the guy's skull just exploded.
Oh yeah, great, you would.
Yeah, that would totally wreck you.
Oh, for sure. Like, it's over. All right, so we're going Tremors on this one because due to fear of the ocean.
Yeah.
All right. So the last one, that was the last one. But we usually end the show off with, I don't know if you know this, but I love TikTok. And now that my girl is here, we're going to watch a bunch of TikToks, and I don't know what they are.
Some depraved stuff for you.
And we're just going to go get right into it, man. And
I think TikTok is brilliant.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. And the Chinese people have my brain. All right, here we go.
Color, will it be brown or green?
I don't even know what that is. It looks like shit, though.
That looks straight up like crap.
Yeah, I don't know.
I gotta say, between that brown and green, I thought it was going to be green.
Yeah,
it was not. It was not green.
Looked like poop.
I was like, it only is green, really, so it must be brown because I don't see any brown in this picture.
All right.
Yeah, I think that was very much trying to look like the poop.
Yeah.
What is this? Oh, yeah. This might be you and me, Kev. Like, let's just watch this real quick.
Oh, hey, look who's back in the office.
Oh, hey, you just got back from Mexico.
Oh my God, amaze. I took so many pictures. Come look.
Oh, no, I'm good.
What?
Oh, no, I'd rather get waterboarded with hot wax than pretend to be excited about you showing me the same selfie 100 times of you double fisting a margarita. Welcome back.
Yes, dude, yes, that's exactly
my God,
what
right?
I'm saying.
Yes,
No,
totally.
Like
everything you're saying is what I'm thinking right now. Like,
it's
absolutely. Like, where are you going?
Hey, yeah, where are you going?
Oh, I'm gonna go.
No, stay.
Yeah, you got somewhere to be or something?
No.
Not really. My social meter's just capped out, and you guys are really fucking annoying after a few drinks, so. Well, are you coming to brunch tomorrow at least? No. I'll see you in 10 to 15 business days after I forget about how much I hated this whole experience, all right?
Oh my God. Yeah, like I need 2 weeks off.
Yeah, this is great. This is it. I didn't want to go anyway.
Oh my God, Chris from high school? Oh, hey, Kendra from Social Studies with Mr. Weeb, right? Yes, you were always so quirky and weird. How are you? How are things? What's new? Oh yeah, we're not gonna do this. Do what? Pretend to care about each other's lives. I haven't seen, talked to, or thought about you in 7 years. I don't really give a shit what university you went to, how many kids you popped out of your hoo-ha, what kind of pyramid scheme you're a part of, how many divorces you had. You pretty much post everything on Instagram anyway, so it's not really a mystery, so I'll pass. Okay, well, we should grab coffee sometime. Oh, no thank you. Excuse me? Listen, Bye.
That's me a lot of the time. Oh shit, yo, remember that Felix is
I already
coming.
took care of it.
Oh, you did?
I did. I gave them 2 hugs each, one for me and one for you.
Yo, my girl, how did you get in contact with them?
He texted me directly, and I don't know how he did it, but
I fucking love you so much, dude.
I am on top of it.
My friend was coming over to pick up some CBD stuff from us, and I forgot until right now. Because I was thinking of like being introverted, and I love my friends too, but I think I
love his friends more than he loves his friends.
What do you mean?
He loves his friends. I actually want to see his friends. Let me rephrase that.
Big fundamental difference there.
Big difference.
So yeah. I do, I love my friends. I actually tell them like I love them all the time because I'm like, and they think it's weird, and I'm like, yeah, but dude, we're not young anymore. We're all in our 40s, and like we don't know when one of us is gonna die. So I'm just gonna say it
all the time.
And I just say it to them, and sometimes they're kind of weirded out. I'm like, love you, bro, and they're like, what?
They're like, yeah, cool.
Give him a kiss on the cheek.
Dap it out.
Just like too long of a hug.
I'll be like this to Felix. See you later, babe. You'll be like, what the hell?
Felix will be like,
all right, let's go to the next show right here.
The 10-second artist challenge. Ready? Go. 10.
All right.
9,
I
8,
do love me some good
7,
artwork every
6,
once in a while. Let's
5,
see here. What are you drawing
4,
for us here today?
3,
Okay, let's
2,
see here.
1.
Is that Scooby-Doo?
Use this sound and show us what you've got.
What?
what?
Yo,
unexpected flashlight, when the mood strikes you.
Sponsored by flashlights at one point,
I would like
gotta
to
start
point out,
somewhere.
it's not the fact that he had the flashlight; it's the fact that he was using it as a pencil holder.
It seemed effective at it,
That's
didn't it?
fucking rude.
Maybe it's literally like one of those grips you could put on a pencil. Like maybe he holds
Now
the
the
whole
real
flashlight.
question is:
Just do a pocket dump on YouTube and just have a flashlight. I never leave without
now,
this.
but the real
You can't
question,
go into the woods without some company.
The question would be: is if you did put your number 2 pencils into a flashlight and then decided to fuck it afterward, could you get lead poisoning? That is a solid question.
Graphite. You'd have to use an old school pencil because, like, we're saved by graphite, right?
I would hope so.
Oh, because it have to be from way back because it's different now. Okay.
Oh,
See,
your pee hole is saved.
The engineer knows that.
I'm not sure it's saved. I think anyone that would fuck their pencil holder probably has a lot of other risk going on in their life.
Oh
That's so funny. I'm gonna.
Sorry.
Serious.
Sorry,
Whoa!
my
What
bad,
is
my bad.
this?
This is one of those like fancy stick fighting things that I don't know why I downloaded it, but I guess like we'll just watch it. Here we go. I'd watch it.
That reminds me so much of early internet when Flash animation was first becoming a thing.
Mm-hmm.
That has like deep nostalgia vibes.
Yep, definitely. That's why I downloaded it, but it's like the modern day version of it, Babe, do you?
Yeah.
Nah,
I'd watch that movie.
More? Yeah. No, I don't.
All right, my bad. I'd watch it. We're gonna go to the next one here.
Guess bro found what he was looking for, but they did him dirty.
All right, this is gonna fucking make you guys crack up so much, okay? Because I fucking laughed so hard at work when I found this.
I guess bro found what he was looking for, but they did him dirty.
I can't believe they went that hard. That's a
Oh,
freaking
my
kid. That's amazing.
Yo,
Oh
that
man, the
poor
commitment
kid.
of Freddy Krueger and Leatherface.
Those are some good cosplay right there.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
Yeah.
that kid is traumatized.
That kid
Or
will
maybe he becomes
never-
the next big horror director in fucking 25 years. You
No.
don't know.
Like
No.
one of my earliest memories is
Yeah.
watching an episode of Tales from the Dark Side that I watched behind
Mhm.
no, Tales from the Crypt. I
Tales from the
watched
Crypt,
sitting
okay.
behind my dad's, like, he was in a recliner and didn't know that I was sitting behind him.
Mhm.
And I was 4 years old, and this episode with Patricia Arquette and this like whole like stabbing this scarecrow, and it's got all this weird incest stuff going on in it.
that one, dude.
That's been implanted in my brain for over 30 years now, and that's like one of my earliest memories. That's like a formative thing. It's watching that damn Tales from the Dark Crypt.
I used to love those like Tales from the Dark Side. There's another one that's kind of like you got to be a little bit older to know. It was called Monsters. And I always remember this. The intro of the show was this family of monsters, and they would be eating like worms and stuff, and they're about to watch these humans get fucked up. It's like they are watching the series. And it was, some of the coolest stuff was on there. Speaking of Tales from the Dark Side, man, I remember this one episode, and this guy got transported back into like medieval times, but he had like a lighter and shit, and he was like lighting stuff on fire, and he like he got fucking crucified and burned alive for witchcraft. Dude, and I thought it was so cool. I'm like, this is the shit. This is crazy.
Yeah. So funny.
I love horror, man. All right, we're gonna go to the next one here. We're gonna finish this line.
Day one licking the world.
So bad.
This is day one licking the world's biggest sour gummy bear 500 times until we finish it. Yeah. 167, 168, 160, 170, 245, 419.
Look at this dude. He's like, what the? The caption said, "I'm gonna call the police." No,
that guy had some technique though.
Better than you, I think. I'm just playing.
I mean, not for nothing, but
shit,
I think he was more committed than I normally
He
am.
was just deep throwing that word.
But then
he's got good technique.
I know.
But let's be honest about it.
He was counting, like
he was not going to finish that thing in 500 licks. Let's be honest about this situation.
No. His estimating skills are nowhere near as good as his blowjob skills.
Yeah,
I would say like take 2 days to finish that.
he
shit.
was definitely not good at math, but
No,
he
I'm
was
not good
good
at
at blowing it.
Yeah.
Grandma, stop right.
So this is like my favorite grandma.
Grandma, stop right there.
What are you doing?
You know, I haven't done this in a while. I haven't done this in a while. Grandma, stop. Grandma, stop.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I will catch you, Grandma. I'm so sorry.
I'm not sorry.
That is the coolest fucking grandma.
I know, yo, she was like going.
I
That
mean,
lady's
she's
healthy,
nimble.
bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
How is she so fast on her feet?
Huh?
How is she so fast on her feet? She's like
I don't
better
know.
at that than I would be.
CBD? I don't know, bro.
As bunny.
I don't know.
Hey.
What's going on?
Okay, no, he's fine. Oh.
It's one of those. That was one of those moments where I realized like my athleticism is nowhere near as good as like a 90-year-old lady's.
Yeah.
This is the channel mascot, pretty much. This is Robin Williams right here.
Yes.
And pretty big cat. And
that's a hefty cat.
The baby.
It's very chill. All right, buddy.
Yeah,
Come on. Okay.
So I'm like reasonably allergic to cats. So I
Oh,
guess they're adorable, but that also looks like a ball of evil.
Nope.
No,
I'm
he's-
allergic to cats.
But the
How do you
certain
live with
breeds
cats
are
then?
different.
Yeah. So I had to do a lot of research because I'm mildly allergic to like short hair domestics. So ragdolls actually carry a different form of dander, less dander. which is what cause allergies.
Yeah.
So yeah, technically speaking, they are considered hypoallergenic, which I thought as a, noob, because I was a dog groomer, hypoallergenic dogs typically don't shed very often.
Yeah.
That is not the case for cats.
No, these motherfuckers
shed so bad
And
all over the place. You're just not allergic to it.
Yeah, we got 2 of them too. Frank Sinatra.
So it's endless hair, but it's hair that you can like nuzzle up in.
Yeah, it's hair that you can pull out of your nostrils without having an allergy attack to it.
And the breed that we have is, the ragdoll breed. You can just pick them up like that. They're not wiry.
Yeah,
you know
they
what I
literally
mean?
turn. That's why
they're kind of like
they go limp.
Oh wow!
Have you ever like played with silkies, like those fucking chickens, dude? That like you could just pick them up. He's like, no, what the fuck are you talking about? I thought
that was the
but you guys are whites. I thought you had country or something.
Whites, yes, on our plantations, we love to have silky.
No, because like, haven't you ever gone to like one of those, farm festival pumpkin picking type shit, like with your family or something?
I grew up going to the kind of country fair where they grease up a pig and you run after it and try and catch it. And
yeah,
but
they don't have silkies. Yeah, and they tie a ribbon to it. And you got to try to get the ribbon.
Wait a minute. Wait, I gotta hold on.
Yeah, this dude is naming fucking random chickens.
I don't know chicken breeds at all.
Yeah, me either. There's the little yellow.
All right, so look, these fucking chickens, all right? These chickens that look like this, I'm going to show you right now.
Fucking floofs.
Yeah, they're basically the same temperament as a ragdoll cat. So these are the only chickens I've ever seen. They have them at festivals and stuff.
Not
so dumb.
Like and you could pick them up, dude. They don't move. So when you pick them up, they have no fear of human beings.
Yeah.
So you could pick them up and they're just like chill. That's how the cats are.
They look kind of like the scary bird critters from the labyrinth.
Yeah, a little bit. Yes, a little bit.
Kind of like Fraggle Rocks.
Yes, definitely in that vein. But they usually have a bunch of them, and you pick them up, and they don't do anything. They just kind of sit there because they know you're not going to hurt them.
They're called silky because like the way their feathers feel.
Yeah, they're called.
Really
I don't know if that's. I'm sure that's not the scientific name.
Nerm. That's actually one of the questions that somebody asked me when I first moved to the city, and she asked why I didn't live on Fifth Ave, and then she said she literally thought, and she used the word plantation.
What?
Aren't you? You're Southern, aren't you? From a plantation? And I was like,
wait, what nationality? What ethnicity was this girl?
Dominican.
Okay. Well,
so
when did you get here? 11 years ago?
11 years ago. And she was my coworker, and I was saying I was apartment hunting, and she said, "You have the money." And I said, "Who told you that? You're from the South, right?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "So you're from a plantation?" And I was like,
what type of internet were we doing?
Have you ever been down south?
Yeah.
Do you know how? Like, no.
What type of internet were we doing around 11 years ago? Were we still AOL or?
No.
MySpace era?
MySpace was done. Facebook was in.
Was the big one.
Facebook
11 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like Facebook, right?
2011, Facebook was king.
Yeah, Facebook and then Instagram was like coming up, and then they bought it, right? I think that's what. So yeah, there's not a lot of information going around.
I mean, there was basic information.
I probably would have thought you had plantation. Yeah, plantation vibes.
I've never had anybody ask me that question. So, like, I mean, just point blank. You're from the South, right?
What are plantation vibes?
I have no idea. I was
what
like,
part of the South are you from?
North Carolina.
Yeah, so I lived in North Carolina for 4 years when I was younger.
Okay, which part?
I lived in Asheville, and I was ages 4 to 8, and so I had no idea that was like a liberal enclave and kind of like a hippie town.
Yep. Yes.
I just was a kid, and I had no idea what was going on. Right. But it's beautiful country there. Blue Ridge Parkway is just freaking gorgeous.
I went to Raleigh. I've been to.
That's where I'm from.
Yeah, I was like, it's green, bro. This is nice. You know what I mean? I'm so used to New York City. I've lived in New York City since 1987. When it was fucked up.
Yeah, he would not believe what the North Carolina mountains look like, because it's just like you can describe it, you could see pictures of it, but until you experience
we're going there, baby. We're married now.
We're going so there. Amazing.
Yeah, I've been back only the once since I moved away from there, because we didn't have any reason to go back when I was younger. But I went back a couple years ago as an adult, and I got to see like the house that my parents built back then and everything. And I got to meet the little old man that lived in it now and explain to him why my dad designed things the way he did. It's so freaking pretty down there.
Yeah,
it's beautiful,
nice and green and
cold.
Like, I mean, not when we went, but it was.
I was there over Thanksgiving, and it was like the colors on the mountains was just stunning.
I know, stunning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Ridge.
Let's see what other amazing things we can see from our Chinese friends at TikTok.
Grandma, stop right there.
Watch it. You've seen it already. Look away.
On the agenda, Superman wants 1 to 3 leaguers to help him jump Lex Luthor for sliding in Lois's DM.
Bro, this shit again. Stop saving these hoes.
But isn't that our job? Yes, if the bitch about to fall off a cliff or if it's a DM from R. Kelly. But you just trying to stop her from getting fucked. I don't want her to get fucked. She should never fuck. She's a good girl. Lois wouldn't do that. But she wouldn't. She wouldn't, nigga. What you looking at? You never smashed, did you? I could have, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to ruin a friendship.
Half the league is smashing Lois.
I know I did. Shit, I did twice on Tuesday. Tried to stay the night. I know that nigga ain't talking to me. You better take.
How dare you guys call yourself friends and betray a brother in need? This man is obviously in love, and I, for one, will not disrespect that bond. I have your back, Superman. Whatever you need.
Nigga, don't you have her name saved under Queen of Semen in your cell phone?
Yes.
See? Ain't none of that shit. Wonder Woman smashed 2.
Poor Superman, yo.
Oh no.
Poor Soups, man. You know?
That's right.
All right, let's do this one last thing and then we'll
I can't imagine life is all that tough for Superman. Like,
I mean, you know, you got this huge responsibility of fucking being the strongest being on the planet, and then you could just punch holes in people if you want, and you got to not do it.
That's the real burden, is like having to hold
when
back
he fights
constantly.
people, he's holding back all the time. Like, he's never fighting someone at full force because he doesn't want to kill.
So did you watch Smallville?
Yes, I loved Smallville. That was
Do you remember the story
Yeah.
arc where Lana got like witchcraft powers and they were able to bone for the first time?
Yes, and then it was like, right? That one,
because she finally had super strength, and the
Yeah.
whole explanation is like he didn't want to have sex with her earlier because he thought it might be like a shotgun blast and might destroy her. And so
Dude,
they
she would just split in half.
Like the same thing happened in Twilight.
I've never seen Twilight.
You're not missing much.
I feel like I would enjoy Twilight as like a B movie, but I was just really mad about the twinkle vampires.
Yeah, you will not. So
I will say it's entertaining. It's entertaining. I was entertained.
I think that I've watched them, and it was always because of a girl. And I did like seeing some of the horror aspects of it. The twinkle vampire shit. I'm not into it. I did like Dakota Fanning's powers in it.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. She could just look at people and they just start like getting fucked
She
up.
would just look at him and go, pain.
I didn't even know
And
she
they
was
just
in that.
collapse. Oh yeah, Dakota Fanning's in it. Yep.
That was it was,
like
it was
her.
cool.
She's
Some
a
of
nice
the
actress.
I will say I am still on the hunt for like the jacket that she wore. It had this like oversized hood and it
Yeah,
went down. It
I know what
was
you're
like
talking about.
badass. If I could find that jacket, I will wear it everywhere. Summer included.
But yeah, it's definitely not mine.
Style icon.
Oh, you know what? I didn't do the last one. I did have. Hold on a second, okay?
Hold on. Hold
I
the
have.
phone.
We're gonna do this last video, and then I have one more verses for you. I
You
just
already did
forgot
that
to
one.
add it. Oh, wait, I did this.
Oh wait,
one?
did
No,
you?
I didn't.
No, you
No, I
didn't.
didn't.
No, you didn't.
I don't know how funny this is gonna be to you guys. I'm gonna rewind it because it like lags sometimes. This is my upbringing right here.
You can't get at me with this shit, bruh. I'm not a kid no more. You keep swinging this thing at me. What if... Mama! I'm a child, bro. I'm a child.
Me, baby. I'm just kidding. My mom was. I remember that sound though.
That sounds
Yeah, I remember that sound though. It's like, oh my god, this is how Ray really grew up. All right, so I do have one more verses for you, and you're gonna choose one of these scenarios. I just didn't add it in. And let me share my screen right now. And we're gonna end on this, man. It's been awesome having you, by the way. Really
Yeah,
good.
it's been
guest.
a lot of fun.
All right, so we're gonna go to the very bottom of this.
Go to the very bottom.
Would you rather be a vampire or a werewolf? So you know there are definitely downsides to both things.
Yeah. So
that girl.
I'm going to give you an answer that is not involved much at all thought, but if you're a werewolf and you don't prepare for that transition, you totally fucking wreck your outfit. And I love my sweaters. I live for sweater weather, and I don't want to destroy these. And I feel like on that reason alone, I would go vampire. But
I think,
I'm also very pale. And so like, I can't be in the sun anyway. So I think it's kind of a more natural transition for me.
Holy shit.
That's true. I was just going to say, as long as I could be friends with, Celine.
Oh, you mean Kate Beckinsale from Underworld? She's not really.
If I can be her friend and dress
so
like
you would
her,
just be a vampire then?
fuck yeah. Her outfits
But
are
what? But what
dope.
if you were like these brainless vampires from 30 Days of Night though?
But they weren't.
They were a hive mind type of vampire, so they weren't brainless, but they were kind of like this unit. You know, that was the first time you saw vampires like really working in unison. It's kind of like they would see through each other.
Yep. I would prefer to do that than the werewolf. Yeah.
I will say though, like I'm a dog person and I love puppies, so I think it would be kind of fun to get to be like a little puppy dude.
Yeah.
Do you know which? Definitely going team vampire.
I'm probably gonna go vamp too, just for the fact that like I can enamor like hoes.
Okay.
You know,
yeah, that's true.
Enamoring.
Do you know which werewolf movie this is? So there's an army man shooting him here. It's a very famous B-rated
Dog
one.
Soldiers, right?
Yes. My man, he got it. That's the bonus question right there. But yeah, man, it's been awesome to have you. Everyone, please follow Knifenerdery on YouTube. Very cool up and coming knife channel. If you want very systematic, clear, precise reviews, go for this guy with
like way more information than you bargained for.
You know, the thing is, like, there's a need for that, and I feel like the fact that you are not afraid to do talking head sometimes is a good addition to it. And you've got like a good quality camera. The audio is so on point. With a lot of new channels, you know, the audio is the first thing, you know. But with you,
it's so jarring to listen to. If
the audio is like great, bro.
So that's one of the reasons why I started YouTube, because I thought it'd be really fun to learn new skills. And so like learning basic audio editing and how to do EQ and everything like that was just
Do you
fun.
do a lot of post editing or
I've gotten I do post for every one of my videos, but I've gotten down to effects chains that I don't have to do a whole much more tweaking. I know like the general EQ I have to do for where I'm filming with my mic. And man, getting this Rode NTG video mic set up, dude, is a little mini shotgun. That was night and day difference. I tried a little lav mic and but it's been fun. It's been fun learning to actually do and understand audio. Like that's I have a friend that's both an electrical engineer and a like saxophonist and flutist. And that's so dope. He lives in this same music world and technical world at the same time, and he taught me a bunch of this stuff, and it was super freaking useful.
It definitely shows, man, because that's one of the things I noticed. I forgot to mention it earlier. Is the audio is super crispy, and I'm very impressed by that for someone who hasn't been doing YouTube that long. But everyone, please follow Knifenerdery on YouTube, on Instagram. I'm going to link everything in the description. This is your boy Ray and your girl Kelly, and Kevin from Knifenerdery saying peace and good night.
Yo, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so we can squad up in the comments.